Something else like the numbers on that thing, like I don't know what they mean, but something I want to say something about there that because it's I don't want there's a like that video I made that was like part two of the one I just spoke about. Something there I listened to that we were talking about that guy yesterday who talks about a bunch of things. There are people like that who like they really tell like students and young people things that like aren't really the whole picture because they don't know about it that much. But like that guy, for example, like he studies like and he's a political science. He studies like state repression. So he's like giving part of that like lecture He telling people things about like the Patriot Act, But he's not an expert on things like that at all. He's a political scientist who like looks into repression or something. So I don't want to make the whole point is it's that I don't believe in putting up the video I made about like is that constitutional like that. I don't think that just furthers that kind of thing where like people don't look to people who know what they're talking about. They like perceive that. I ran into someone in San Francisco like that. He's like part of a some bugged out kind of community, and he's like, yeah, like we're considered a terrorist organization. No, he's not. Like what he described was not anything dangerous, but like I see like someone told him something about the Patriot Act is something that one of his professors like told him something would indicate him being in some kind of he's hanging out with people taking LSD doing something peaceful like somehow that they're like gonna be considered there is a type of like young person who becomes a college teacher that talks about things they don't really know about but would give the impression to young people that they know everything about a certain topic, whereas the reality is like no, what you want is like you want the people who know about things like that to be talking about it and discussing it and like us to learn about it. But you know what I mean? That's for people who have. See, that's the way in which a lot of the people teaching at college, like, the ego's out of control. Like they don't understand. They may not know something about a certain field in which there's a lot of differing and complicated thought on a subject. They're happy to just tell people things like as though they know what they're talking about because they study some kind of political science that like crossed into that area. Like what you know what I mean? Like having to do with the National Security Agency, but they know nothing about what people who actually deal with those type of issues know or work. You know what I mean? Like they're happy to tell people things like as though they know what they're talking about, and they'll all tell them just one thing. When it turns out like people educated about such things have very different opinions. But that's just it. It would block you from like. That's part of the reason people's egos get out of control and they leave those liberal colleges because I'm saying people don't explain to them that people know a lot more than the teachers you had. They didn't make that clear to you that they're just a college teacher. You know what I mean? Like there are people that know a lot more than him, and like he sort of from a certain perspective, that teacher doesn't know what they're talking about. They're not told that. They're like so they kind of spread all kinds of misinformation about things that they're not someone who wasn't qualified to speak on such issues told them about is sort of like what I was concerned about when I came in or something like that when I just told you that's a big problem, particularly with stuff like we were just talking about. That's all I'm going to say, but I mean that's real. I mean that's something I really want to add since I made that video.